Okay, so here's the update on the vacuum kiln. It's been running during the daytime. I had it out in the sun here in the vacuum bag for about 2 months. So a pretty long time. And let's get the moisture meter and see what our result is. So this is the first time I've done it. I don't think it achieved what I thought it was going to achieve. I thought it was going to suck all that moisture out of there. And I just don't know that it was worth the effort. Now, one thing that it did do is it doesn't seem to be warped. So maybe whatever moisture it did get out, it got it out kind of uniformly. Maybe that was worth it. I should have, on these sides here, I should have used the planer and got that area off, because that's where most of the residual moisture was in there. You can even see the little white kind of fungus or whatever that is, because of the moisture on the sides there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the electric planer out. I'm going to flatten the top of this. The other side's already flat from the chainsaw cut, but it's got some voids in it. This top side doesn't have the voids that the bottom side does, but it's not flat. So I think I'm just going to use the planer and get it flat, and then go from there. And I'm going to plane off the sides here and then let it sit out in the sun. So let's compare the piece that that slab was cut out of and see what the 8.7. I'll go ahead and just tell you the answer to this, and the answer is this is actually much drier all the way around than the vacuum kiln piece. There's really no high levels of moisture in this one, but you can see in these thin areas here that they've warped where these voids are, and you can see the checking pretty severely on the ends there. So there wasn't you know, that level of checking on the vacuum kiln bag, and then there's not all this warpage, but it was a thicker piece. But I think the goal of trying to dry the wood in a kiln is to prevent what happens when you just leave it out in the sun, which is this sort of warpage. I mean, those are some thin areas, but there's still a lot of material there. it wasn't strong enough to prevent it from warping. So while this piece is drier overall, the other piece is still straight. But it was a lot of effort. And again, not sure that I would do it the same way again. So this piece is now cut down, and I've got it elevated with these shims. You can see it's pretty flat now on the top with the planer. Not a lot of voids. You got chainsaw marks in this one void down here. This is gonna let the bottom side dry out. And we're gonna leave it like this and see if it warps any before we cut the final shape, the final piece. But I think this is gonna work out pretty good. I can't imagine what a solid piece of oak or any kind of wood would cost if you went out and tried to buy something like that.